Hey everyone, so this is a what's in your grooming tech box video. I've had a lot of people ask what kind of tools they should have on hand for their English setters, so I thought I'd put together sort of what a basic grooming kit would include for an English setter, and I'm going to go through and kind of talk about all of it here. So we're going to start off with shampoos and conditioners. There's lots of different brands, lots of different kinds. In general, a whitening shampoo and an all-purpose conditioner is really all you need. Now, if you or your dog is sensitive to perfumes, they do make hypoallergenic kinds that will help with sensitivity. There's also some medicated shampoos you can get if your dog is itchy or has allergies. There's flea and tick shampoos, which don't really work at preventing fleas, but if your dog has fleas, you know, they can help kill any fleas that are on them. So you may need to play around and see what kind of shampoos and conditioners you prefer, but in general, whitening shampoo and an all-purpose conditioner is all you need. It's good to have a hair dryer on hand, something with adjustable speed and heat, so you can have a low heat and a high speed for drying your English setter. And then a detangling spray. I like the stuff for dogs. You're gonna wanna have some nail clipper and then some styptic powder in case you get the nails too short. This would be a common dematting tool in case your dog gets any mats. There's lots of different kinds of clippers on the market. This is what I usually use, my KM10. A common one that I recommend for just pet owners in general would be the Andis Ultra Edge. This is my backup clipper, so it's in pretty rough shape. But this is a 2-speed clipper. Usually retails for around $150. A lot of times you can get them on sale. You can buy them at like Petco, PetSmart, most farm and barn stores. And so that would be a good clippers to have on hand. Any clippers less than $100 is probably honestly not going to be powerful enough for what you need. So it's worth saving up the money and buying something nice. You can check on eBay or Facebook Marketplace because a lot of times you can find these clippers gently used and you can get them for a used price. For blades, you're going to want a 4F or a 5F, or if you can get both, that's good. A 7F, a 10, and then a 30. The 30 you're going to want to do for foot pads, and then if you're going to have comb attachments, which I'll go over that in a minute, you're going to need a 30 blade, or you can just use a 10 blade in between the feet. Now these are comb attachments and they would fit over the 30 blade, and this would allow you to get a longer cut. So I'd recommend a 1-inch. If you want to trim feathering, you can do a 1-inch attachment on the feathering. And then this would be the 5 attachment or the 4 attachment, and you can use those on the jacket and on the body to get a longer cut on the body. You're going to need a comb, a good metal comb, a slicker brush. This is a slicker brush. A pin brush. That's what a pin brush looks like. This is what we call a back brush. And we use this to get the hair on the back to lay nice and flat. That's the only place you're going to use it on. Don't bother using that on the feathering. Now, when you're using these brushes, I'm going to set the camera down so I can demonstrate. These metal brushes are capable of scratching the skin on a dog. So before you brush your dog, go to the underside of your arm and take that brush and lightly scratch it across your skin and apply more and more pressure until you get an idea of what it would feel like on your dog's skin. Now, I want you to look, see if the camera can pick it up. You can almost start to make up on my arms sort of these micro abrasions is what we call them. This doesn't hurt. I mean, I'm not like in pain, but I do get these little micro abrasions in my skin. Now, if this is happening to your dog while you're brushing them, then what can happen is bacteria can set into the top layer of your skin and your dog can get a skin infection, especially if you do this. You brush them really hard and then bathe them and then they're wet And the best environment for a infection to set in is on a wet, dirty coat. So just, practice on your skin first to see what that feels like before you start brushing your dog. If your dog acts like they just really hate brushing, odds are pretty good you're using a brush that's too harsh on the skin, or you're brushing too hard. And then same with the pin brush. These can scratch skin, so just be careful. Now, if you're detangling, if you're getting out mats, you are going to need a slicker brush to get those mats out. The key, though, is when you're working on detangling, you don't want to be brushing, you don't want to have the mat or the tangle in the hair between the dog's skin and the brush. You want to lift it up, and a lot of times if you kind of hold that mat in the palm of your hand instead of on the dog's skin and then work on brushing it, that will get it worked out without scratching the dog's skin. And then for getting out all the undercoat, this is a stripping knife. This is good to have on hand. This is what you would use on the jacket, on the front of the legs, to pull out a lot of fine hair. This is the Andis coat rake. This is what you'd use on the jacket. A grooming stone to get those fine hairs. This would be a 42 tooth thinning shears. And there's lots of different brands and models, and all in different price ranges. But this is one you'd want to have on hand. And then this is a 7-inch straight shears. You can have 5, 6, 7, or 8-inch, or even longer. A 6-inch is usually good enough. I like a 7-inch. Just kind of depends on what your preference is. But if you're worried about where you're cutting on the dog, a shorter shears is going to work better. All right, so this is basically all you really need for grooming your English setter. Clippers, clipper blades. If you're not going to be doing any clipping, if you just want to, keep the coat de-shedded, then you just kind of need these de-shedding tools. So you don't need a furminator. You don't really need any other brushes, really just the 3 brushes, and really you only need 2, and then a comb. You should be able to do really all of your detangling with the comb and the slicker brush. There's lots of kinds of dematting tools that you can purchase. I like this one because it's flat, it's not sharp here, so I can put this up against their skin. And this is the sharp end, this is the cutting edge, and then you can get between the skin and the mat and kind of work it out that way. All right, there we go.